Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Poor Man Mods. This video will be about the exhaust I made for the Supra, but before we get to that part, it's that time of month where we do the Petrol Box unboxing and review. So I got my Petrol Box right here, so we're going to open it. But later in this video, we will be talking about the exhaust. I wonder what's in it this time. Take a guess.
Something heavy.
Something heavy.
Ooh, another t-shirt.
Ooh, Jack's Wax. Jack's Wax is good stuff. Jack's Wax liquid carnauba wax.
Is that what you're going to use to jack off?
I don't think I'm going to jack off with Jack's Wax, but I guess, you know, in times of need, I guess you could jack off with Jack's Wax. But this is good because I don't have any wax at the Where Dickens, and we could totally wax the Subaru. No point in waxing the Supra, because But yeah, this is cool. This is probably what you thought was heavy because it's got some weight to it. I wonder if it smells good. You always know if a product is good, it either smells like it will kill you or it smells amazing.
No, you put that in the first one, right?
Well, it's true. And this smells like it might kill you. So it's probably pretty good. But if it's just a meh smell, like meh, it's probably not that good. But if it smells like it'll kill you or amazing, it's probably good. Got another t-shirt here. Ha! You had me at 3-piece. I can dig it. 3-piece wheels are titties. Up at CJ's, we actually put a 3-piece rotiforms on our SEMA Mustang, and each wheel on that car was like $2,300. And then we powder coated them. It was redonkulous. Completely redonkulous. I wish I could afford a 3-piece wheel setup for either one of my cars, but this is Poor Man Mods, and we can't even afford the lip of a 3-piece wheel. Oh my god. Okay, this is actually awesome. Yes! A door panel removal tool. If any of you guys do plastic, like remove plastic clips like on Subaru engine bays or really any engine bay or a door panel or whatever, these tools are absolute lifesavers when removing clips. I use this up at work at CJ's, but what are you laughing at? Laughing at me? Why are you laughing at me? Are you imagining me jacking off with Jack's Wax? Well, anyway, I use this up at work because my boss Bill has one, but I don't have one at the shop. And I'm actually super excited about this. This is awesome. This is a pretty badass Petrol Box so far. What the fuck are you laughing at? Did you, like, shave a dick into my head or something?
No.
What is so funny?
Well, I just see you using that on a Honda Pilot.
No. No. Got a what is this? Apple and Later long-lasting chew. Another chewy, which I love apple. Some of you might know that. So I'm going to put it in my mouth right now and see just how long-lasting this long-lasting apple chew is.
I got something else to put in your mouth right now.
A dick? Huh. It's pretty good. It's real good. Well, what's this? What's this? Special edition oil slick, all natural handmade man soap. Man soap. Okay. Handmade man soap. Looks like an oil slick. Pretty cool. Pretty stinking cool because I am a dirty motherfucker and I'm so poor that I can't even afford soap. Oh, it has pumice in it. Pumice is awesome. It's what's in hand cleaner. Get your hands real nice and clean, so I'm definitely going to keep this. I wonder if it smells good. Olive balm coconut. Handmade in QC. Quebec?
You know what you can use that for?
It smells good. What can we use it for?
Clean your dick after you're done jacking off with jack wax.
She's got a good point. So yeah, after I'm done jacking it with Jack's Wax, I can get all the messy stuff off with the Pumice Man hand soap. I like it. I like it. It smells really good.
Full of great ideas.
You are. I'm actually excited to see how well this works. Awesome.
I'm excited to see how well you're trying.
Oh my goodness. Another coaster. Wheel coaster. Pretty awesome. I don't know what kind of wheel it is, but I think it's the same kind of wheel that's on the shirt. Like Hell Designs, it's got an IS300 on it.
Mm.
I own an IS300. And I have an IS300 up there on my car shelf. Nice. Well, actually, since this is JDM, it's a Altezza or an IS200, not an IS300, whatever. Pretty awesome. Like Hell Designs. No idea what they make, but I will check you out, Like Hell Designs, because I like IS300. Another air freshener. Oh, Like Hell Designs. That must be from the IS300 card. Okay. What's this scent? I wonder if it smells like hell. It says like hell on it. You think that could be the smell? I think it might be like an apple. Then finally, for the Petrol Box, we have a Petrol Box magnet with the subscriber ride of the month. Kyle Clayton. I think that's subscriber ride of the month. I think that's an E30 or a BMW of some sorts. Yes. The car looks pretty good. It stands pretty well. It's not hella flush cambered out, gang. It stands really nice. I actually like it. When can I get on here? Well, actually, the only car that I would want on here is the Supra, and it's not good looking enough. So, I'd say that's a pretty successful Petrol Box. I'm actually really excited about this one. Got some pretty good stuff. If you want your own Petrol Box with a little bit of a discount, I will have a code down below where you can get your Petrol Box. With that being said, this is a pretty good Petrol Box, and now on to the exhaust video.
I know what it is.
Today I'm going to be showing you the exhaust that I made for the Supra. Now this isn't a how-to. I'm not going to show you step-by-step on how to do this, because to be honest, I don't know how to make an exhaust. I made this, it's here, it's bolted up, it functions, but you don't want to take my advice on how to build an exhaust. I mean, this is the first one I've done. I'm definitely proud of what I've done, but, you know, I'm sure I've done many things the wrong way or whatever, particularly my welding. So, for those of you that aren't familiar or didn't hear the story, about a month ago, I was driving this car up a very, very sketchy road. And yes, I was actually driving it. It worked for a day. I was driving it, and I came across like a bump and dip at the same time in the road. So there was like a big difference between the bottom and the top. And, well, the Supra kept going, but the catback stayed. And it broke a couple hangers, and I had to put it in the hatch and drive it home with just an open downpipe. So that brings me to here. Obviously, if you've seen the turbo videos, I have a custom downpipe on here, one that I made, one that certainly wouldn't just bolt up to any exhaust that I could purchase. So my options were to replace this exhaust. My options were to either buy a catback exhaust and then make it fit, or take it to a muffler shop and have them make me another exhaust, fix the exhaust that I currently had on it, which had some flaws to it, or try to make my own. And, you know, this is Pour Me Mods, and I am on a budget, a very tight budget. I decided to make my own. And this is one of those situations where, if you guys saw the video where I was driving home from work one day, and it was kind of like a vlog in my car, where I talked about you got to put the time in, you know. If you want your car to be done, if you want work to get done, or even anything in life, a relationship, whatever, you got to put the time in. So, right now it's 2 a.m. on a Saturday, and I've been here since 8, and last night I was here all night, and a couple nights during the week. I've got at least, you know, 20 hours into this exhaust. And I don't want to be here. It's hot as fuck. I'm sweating my ass off right now. It's late as fuck. But I want to get this done because I want to drive it and I need to get it inspected. So this is one of those situations where I had to put the time in, you know, sitting around and making excuses saying, oh, well, it's late, or oh, it's hot, you know, I'm not going to work on it. You can't do that. So I put the time in and got it done. You know, it's a big piece of advice I would like to give a lot of people, you know, like people ask me how I get things done, like how are you able to do that to your car, or how are you able to afford this or do that? And it's just all about time, you know, putting the work in. This exhaust, you know, only cost me about $100. I think I have $100 into this system, but I have a lot of time, so I put the time in. So that's enough of me blabbing. I probably sound like an asshole, which I am an asshole, but why don't I actually show you what I did here? So this, I converted it from just a standard 3-inch catback that came out of the rear, and now I have a dual side exit exhaust that exits right before the rear tire. So let's bring the camera over and I will show you what's going on. Okay, so like I said, I have about $100 invested into this entire exhaust that I just made. So the factory exhaust, this portion right here, we're gonna say factory. This is the one that we had on prior. This part of the exhaust right here is part of the factory exhaust. 3-inch shitty pipe comprised of multiple different vehicles, and it ran the whole way back to the rear bumper. I kept it all the way up to here, and what I have here is a Cherry Bomb muffler. I don't remember the brand, or don't remember the model or whatever, but it is a muffler. Some people saw the picture of this and thought it was like a Y pipe or whatever. It is a Y pipe, but it's also a muffler. So it's this little box. It comes in as a 3-inch, and there's a pretty much a poorly flowing Y pipe inside that makes it a muffler, and it exits to 2.5 inches. Then I have these flex pipes here, which people cringe about these, and I used to cringe when people bought them when I worked at Advanced Auto, but I'm using it because I had these laying around, and a lot of this is recycled stuff here. That's why it's only $100. So got some flex pipe going here, and then I have it stepped down from 2.5 to 2.25 tailpipes. These right here are 45-degree bends, 2.25, and I have a hanger built right here, and this is a story. I'll get to that. And then I just have 2.25-inch tailpipes that exit right in front of the rear tire. They're actually pointing a little at each other, but it's not that noticeable. I think it looks fucking awesome. And I'm sure some people might say, oh, you got 2.25-inch pipes, that's gonna flow for dicks. But actually, dual 2.25-inch piping has a larger area than a single 3-inch. So I have this muffler which definitely flows probably less than the muffler we had on before. If that wasn't a muffler. It was just a pipe with a bunch of little Hershey Kisses inside. It flowed good, but it didn't muffle for shit. And honestly, compared to this, I think this sounds better too. So we got this muffler, and comes out to 2.5 to 2.25. So 2.25 flows more than 3. So this flows more, and one of the big things I was going for with this exhaust, I was trying to improve my ground clearance. Now, with the factory exhaust, it hung down quite a bit right here, and that's kind of like what caught and made it stay, because I made it and it was just shit. I mean, this is still shit, don't get me wrong, but I actually think I improved my ground clearance a smidge. But two things I still have to kind of modify to keep my ground clearance up. I need to trim these studs right here, or rotate this clamp, or get a different kind of clamp right here. And then this clamp right here, sticking down pretty far. So I'm actually gonna remove this clamp and get a band clamp, one that I have up there. And that should improve my ground clearance. And you know, that's pretty much it. It's also lighter. There is significantly less piping going on. So this exhaust, it's gonna flow the same, if not probably better than the factory one, because it's shorter, and the 2.25 actually has a better flow rate than 3-inch, so it's going to flow better, give me better ground clearance. It's a lot lighter because there's less pipe, and it saved me some money. So I am pretty proud of this exhaust. There are some really bad welds on here, I will admit, because I really suck at welding. And TIG welding under a car, whew, no thank you. I do not want to do that again. But gonna bring the camera over here, and I'm gonna tell you a little story about this bolt right here, and it's typical Supra. That's what this is. All right, this is just gonna be a quick shot of this bolt because you don't want to look at these ugly ass fucking welds for too long. But this bolt right here is what we're gonna be talking about. This is a subframe bolt. It mounts like the subframe plate to the chassis. And let me tell you a little story about that there bolt. So Moser was over here last night, and we decided that bolt is where we were gonna mount this exhaust hanger to. So I pull out my 14mm ratchet and go to remove that bolt, and it wasn't moving. Put a leverage pipe on my ratchet and snapped the head of that bolt clean off. Left the entire bolt in the threads in the chassis. So we were thinking, and I actually think I finally did the right decision for once in my life. That's saying something. But we were thinking we could either put that bracket up there and weld the bracket to that plate and weld the plate to the car and just weld everything and call it done and never talk about it, look at it, do anything with it ever again. Or we could try to drill and tap it. And even Tony and Moser wanted me to weld it and just say fuck it. I'm surprised Tony wanted to do that. He's usually always wanting to do it the right way. And for whatever reason, I was just like, no, I don't. I think welding it should be a last resort. So our friend Mark, who has helped us out many times in this building, lent me a punch, and I punched a hole right in the center of that bolt that was broken off, and I started drilling it. We drilled it out with a 5/16 drill bit, and we're getting pretty late into the evening. No other stores are open, so I got it drilled out with a 5/16 drill bit, and so that was slightly larger than factory, so it took out all the factory threads and everything, I believe. So got it drilled out, and I needed a tap. I don't have a tap set, and Mark had a tap. I had it drilled out to 5/16, so he gave me like a 3/8 by 16 tap, or 3/8 by 24 or something. Gave me a tap for that. Moser and I very carefully tapped it. He was my lube man for drilling and tapping. He was just constantly there lubricating it for me. I was covered in metal shavings and WD-40. It was fucking disgusting, but we got it done. We tapped it, got the threads in there. And remember, I said he gave us a 3/8 by 16 tap. Everything that we do on Poor Man Mods, all the cars we work on, they're all imports. Or if they're not imports, sometimes we're working on birds. So everything is metric. You know, not standard or imperial, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I did some digging around in my hardware bin, and the only thing I had that was 3/8 by whatever fucking thread pitch it was a all thread about this long and one nut. Didn't have a bolt, just had all thread. So now that we made our own threads in the car for the exhaust that we're making for ourselves, we had to make our own bolt with the all thread. So we cut the all thread to about that long, put the nut on there, and I welded the nut to the all thread and made what you just saw. I made myself a bolt. So that took up most of last night. That stupid fucking bolt. We had to make our own bolt for the threads that we made, for the hanger that we're making, on the exhaust that we're making, on the car that we pretty much made. What a nightmare. So it can't be easy. You know, it's the fucking Supra, a simple bolt like that. You know, why would it come out? You know, why would doing anything to this car not give us trouble? So, I think I've talked enough. You're probably bored to fucking death because I didn't even do anything in this video other than talk. But I showed you my exhaust, and we talked about it. So now, why don't I let you hear it, and we'll compare it. We'll do a couple comparison shots. We'll compare this to what was on before, and then we'll also compare that to open downpipe. And you can let me know in the comments below what you think sounds best. So I'm going to leave it with some exhaust clips, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.